just as me is experimenting, I know this is going to fall on the ears. So the title is, what is the very first thing that you should do when a person goes, you know what, I'm going to be a Navy SEAL? I mean, this certainly will qualify, I think, for the Army as well, be a Ranger, whatever it is. But the process of entering the Army is just a bit different than it is the Navy traditionally. And so there's a little bit different conversation there. Um, and I didn't experience Army Special Forces, Ranger selection, anything like that. So quite frankly, it'd probably be best if I find somebody who's been through that to answer this for you all. And that'll be the goal, okay? So on this, guys, this is really pretty simple. What I'm holding here is a military instruction. A military instruction is essentially what the military uses to inform its soldiers, whatever, on everything, right? Like, hey, there's an instruction on your scuba gear, right? There's a dive manual that has all those instructions. There's a skydiving manual that has all those, you know, if this goes wrong, do this. All the safety stuff's in those instructions too. This one in particular is the Sea, Air, Land Explosive Ordnance Disposal Special Warfare Combat Crewman, SWCC, right? These are all the special SEAL, EOD. This is the actual instruction, the updated instruction, and see, we can see here it says Mills Perman. It's MILPERSMAN, Mills Perman 1220-410. And this is, so what this does is this is that you go on, this is an unclassified document that the Navy uses, your recruiter, this is what he uses this is the guidance. This is the guidance not just for the students, but this is the guidance for the cadre, the mentors. This is the buds. Like when you're at buds, and because what you're looking at this, like it shows, you know, it says like here's the different designations that we're talking about. Like I said, we're talking NSW officer, EOD, air crew, aviation rescue swimmer, Navy diver, explosive ordnance disposal, SEAL, special operator. They're all different designations. And then it has the overview, like here's the PT, the PST, which is 500-yard swim, 10-minute rest. Then it's maximum push-ups in 2 minutes, 2-minute rest. It has the absolute step-by-step process. So you go, okay, this is what I should expect when I go see my recruiter, and this is the process of how you go do that. I mean, it breaks everything down. And just an example is one of the things about, and it has, I'm just kind of showing you, it has the blocks, like here's EOD, here's all the minimums, this is what they're saying, the minimum push-ups, and here's advice. Here's for EOD, let's see here, yep, EOD, here's the SWCC one, right? And each group has their own, right? But here's like an example of why this is so good, because here it says swim event, okay? And most of the time, people just assume that they only can do the side stroke, the combat side stroke. Well, in the instruction, it says the swim event is a time 500 yard, not meter. And that's the other thing too, is a lot of times people are getting tested in a meter pool and the cadre don't know it, right? That happened here in Virginia Beach, right? So the times were wrong and they didn't even know, right? So we went back and checked their math, shared it with them, and they were extremely reluctant to admit their fault, but they were wrong and they knew it. So we'll just kind of, there was some awkward conversation we had with them here. So we'll say that. But it says right in here, okay, special operator, okay, special warfare boat operator, SBEOD, ND, the swimmer must use the side stroke, or, it says, or, must use the side stroke, or, right, or the breaststroke. There it is. Both strokes must be conducted with an overhand recovery, right? Which is funny because the breaststroke is not an overhand recovery. So there's the conundrum, right? The way that the Navy, right? There's no swimmers in the Navy. There's no good swimmers that are teaching this shit. No Olympic coaches are, right? The breaststroke has changed. The naval instruction has not changed to accommodate the actual breaststroke, because now the breaststroke, we don't pull with our hands staying under the water like they used to taught. Breaststroke is not here, okay? Breaststroke is out, down, under, out of water recovery. Bam, back in, pull through, back, right? So we are going out, our hands are gonna come out of the water just like I'm doing a butterfly. My hands are gonna come out of the water, right? Watch Olympic swimming, right? So that just goes to show that I did the breaststroke. Why? Because the breaststroke is exceptionally faster. If the side, here's the fact, like, people don't know this about me, but I was an alternate in the 96 Olympic swim team in the 50 free, right? Also in the entire Midwest, right? So from the Rockies to the Mississippi, right? All the states north and south from there, I competed, and that's how I competed in that to get to the trials in 96. In the entire Midwest, I was top 10 finisher in three strokes. 100 free, 50 free, and 100 breast. So I swam at an extremely high level, so I got to see this and go like, wait, we can do breaststroke? And so I did the breaststroke, and nobody else did necessarily. Got an exceptionally good time, as I should have, right? And I don't ever really see anyone do that. And the breaststroke is far easier to learn because of its symmetry and its cadence is a lot better than, like, this is the side stroke, right? You really is not super efficient. So just kind of, that's why I bring this instruction, not to like boo-boo anything, but if you really want to know the rules, they're in that instruction. They're super helpful. There's nothing deceiving about it at all. So that's what's really cool, is then you can use that instruction to, you're not trying to be rude, but it's a really cool thing that you show up as a student, read the instruction, you see your cadre that's taking the PST, and if you know the process of like, hey, I'm gonna do this, got 2 minutes rest, you really like, what you'll do is probably you'll set the standard of that PST, because all the PSTs I've ever really seen, not all of them, especially the ones by like Chief Bryant doesn't fuck around, doesn't screw around, but the other guys like don't give a shit. The PTs that go on, they're most of the guys are complacent and lazy and aren't taking part in it anyway. So that's the thing, is if you show up organized, ready, know the rules, know what you're gonna do, it's like you will look like you know what you're doing, because you do. And when you know what you're doing, you are going to make it so much easier on the mentors, the recruiters, and everyone else, and you won't have that friction that some people have. So that's what we need to offer our recruiters. We need to come in informed. We need to come in with questions that we've already pre-thought out, written them down, right? Right? Concerns, your top concerns have there, and the things you want to get out of the military, right? Go in there with that list. Like, it's like, hey, this is what I want out of my life, military. How can we make this work? You know, some things you certainly can't. I remember when I entered, and my dad his health was kind of failing a little bit, and he was in the retiring years, and I remember saying to the recruiters, like, could I add my father as a dependent? Because I wanted to be able to take care of my mom and dad, and I could. I'd say, like, hey, sir, I got it. We can give you all this stuff, but we can't insure your parents, you know? So, but I tried, man. I know shit. Went in there with my things written down and go, this is what I want. And one of them was insurance for my father. Sometimes you get stuff, sometimes you don't. But you gotta ask. And it's hard to ask questions about things you might want or need if you don't have the instruction, right? And you don't know where to ask from, because a lot of the questions can get cleared up with this stuff. And then once we have those real questions of administrative stuff sorted, right, that frees up our mental bandwidth, and then we can just train hard. Because if we're constantly worried about waivers and what's the process going to be like, and oh my God, the recruiter's this, and you know, good stories, bad stories, well, we can just really eliminate so much of those issues by informing yourself with the naval instruction, okay? And then same in the Army. If you're in the Army, Air Force, they have their same instructions for selection. It's an official document. It's unclassified. Check it out. It's super helpful. Do yourself a favor and keep doing that. All right, guys. Not sure how this stops, but we'll see if we can figure it out.